Hi, my name is April Harris, and I'm a client of Jamila's. And this is my video testimonial. I just wanted to share my experience um, because it was truly, truly life-changing. And I don't even know where to start. So I met Jamila at a time in my life when I was just making the connection between just unresolved trauma and unresolved emotions and how that was showing up in my life as an adult, how it was showing up in my health, how it was showing up in my marriage, in my career, in my beliefs, in my relationship with God, even. And I had always considered myself to be a very resilient person. I've always considered myself to be a very strong person, but I feel like the time that I spent working with Jamila, um, oh my goodness, I had no idea who I was. I thought I was so self-assured. But to be completely honest, I felt like I almost went through like an identity crisis when I was working with Jamila, but in the best way, if that even makes sense. So first of all, the way that Jamila and I even connected, I really feel like it was just divine timing and divine intervention because I had just started regular talk therapy earlier in the year, because I had gotten COVID and it just really triggered my nervous system. And I had major, major, major anxiety. And it was just completely keeping me stuck in so many different ways. And so I had started working with just a talk therapist in my local town. And she helped, to an extent, like it kind of helped take the edge off, so to speak. But it just kind of opened up my eyes to the need for deeper healing. And for just that I had more work to do, basically. But I knew at the time that even though the therapist that I was working with, she was a sweetheart, she just wasn't the person that I felt um, comfortable with going through that process. So I literally prayed about it. And I had a few different criteria in my mind. And I had prayed, I wanted a female, one for one, a female. I wanted her to be Black. I wanted her to be older than me, with more life experience. I did not want her to live in my same town because I know a lot of people just through the nature of my work. And I didn't want it to be somebody that I already knew. And I also wanted it to be someone who understood like my Christian principles. And I had prayed about it, but I didn't even really think much about it. And then one day, Jamila and I actually connected online and for completely unrelated reasons. And I literally remember when we were just chatting back and forth online saying, I love what you do. You just seem like such a dynamic woman. Like you just seem like somebody who, I'd love to connect with. I don't need your services because I'm, a pretty well-rounded, happily married woman. I don't need your services, but I would love to chat and to see how we can work together, more so like when it came to business and entrepreneurship. Well, long story short, we just get into this chat and oh my goodness, like the tears are flowing and I'm just like feeling, oh my goodness, this is an answer to a prayer. Like this is literally an answer to a prayer. And it was too much of a coincidence to be coincidence. And so literally on this call that wasn't a sales call, it was just a chat between two sisters that just instantly I felt like I had known her my whole life. And I had such an amazing breakthrough just even in that first chat. There were just questions that she was asking about me, and I just instantly felt this connection and I felt comfortable opening up and sharing. And so by the end of that call, I'm like, okay, well, how can I work with you? Like, send me an invoice because this is too perfect, not to this is what I've been asking for. So I can't say no to this opportunity. So fast forward throughout the program, we did some really, really hard work. And it was honestly one of the hardest things I've ever been through in my life, one of the deepest transformations I've ever gone through. And I'm not going to lie, like halfway through it, I started regretting it. I started thinking, oh my goodness, what have I done? Because it was just totally unwrapping. It was undoing all of these beliefs that I had built up about myself and about my relationships for years. Um, and I felt so unsteady. I felt so unsure of myself, and which was just a new feeling for me. And honestly, on our last session, because I'm a perfectionist, I'm a people pleaser, and come to find out in my work with Jamila, that comes from this unresolved childhood trauma, from that inner child of mine, um, who thought she had to be everything to everybody. And um, it was totally new for me. It was a new belief system and a new way of doing things, and change is scary. And on our very last session, I remember in my head thinking, I failed this program. Like, I feel worse off, honestly, now than I did when I started. Um, and it wasn't, honestly, and I was mad at myself. I'm like, why did I do this? Why? I just, because I don't even know. It was just so different from from what was safe and what was comfortable for me, for 34 years of my life. And it literally wasn't until I think 2 or 3 months after I had finished working with Jamila that all the pieces started to fall back into place, but even better than what it was before. And I was looking back and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, this is why we did that. This is why she said that. This is why she asked me that. This is why. This is the reason why. And had I not done that hard work with Jamila, I would not have been able to reach this next level of success in my business, this next level of communication and intimacy with my husband. I would not have been able to reach this next level of self-respect and boundaries that I have with other relationships in my life. And so it's all come together. So I can't sugarcoat it and say, oh, it was so easy. And it's not easy, but change never is. And I didn't realize that I had been neglecting myself, my true self, my inner self, for so long. And Jamila helped me in so many ways to reconnect with who I really am, the core of who I really am, and not who I felt like I had to be. So I would recommend anybody to go through this program. Well, really, actually, I wouldn't recommend anybody to go through this program. I would only recommend those who are ready to change, those who are ready to step into that next level version of themselves, and who are ready to do the hard work, because it is not easy. And honestly, it isn't for everybody. But I'm thankful that I had the support of Jamila as I was going through that process, because I know I would not have reached this level of growth that I'm at currently without her help and support. So yeah, I love the program now that I'm done with it. As I was going through with it, it was very, very difficult, but it was so necessary. It was so necessary. And I'm just so grateful. So thank you so much, Jamila, for your help and your support and holding space for me, and calling me out when I needed it. And you didn't tell me what I needed to hear, or you didn't tell me what I wanted to hear. You told me what I needed to hear. You asked me the hard questions, and you held up a mirror, in front of my face, and help me to see who I really was. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I love you. And I wish you all the best. You deserve all the success in your life and your business because you're amazing at what you do. So thank you.